Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Yes, hello, and welcome back to Kop to Bottom, the brand new Premier League preview show that rounds up and looks forward to 5 games that are happening in the Premier League this weekend. Please, if you're watching, give us a like. Don't be tight. Give us a little comment. But give us a little subscribe as well and turn that down. Hey! We've got the boys here, the Kop to Bottom lads. I have Doyle, aka Freestyle DM, aka Doylad, and then we have James, Redmond TV. My brothers, how are we?
Lad.
Very good, lad. Very good. Watching that game yesterday.
Just ready to get some more predictions, right, mate? That's what I'm ready for.
Wait, lads, you haven't got a single one right yet, lads.
I mean, I haven't counted up.
Right, this is where I need to put my hands up, guys. I need to go back now and work out a little bit of a leaderboard, right?
Come on, Gilly, lads.
No, it's poor. Listen, I do so much stuff. Honestly, it's hard to keep up. Ollie Long says, big up the boys. I believe he is watching this from the Maldives. Big up, Ollie. So
I think it's mad. I think it's mad, like from some of the places where people watch you. I think I forget,
Maldives,
this, like.
Well, listen, he's from Birmingham, but he's in the Maldives, so you know it's.
Hey, very
fair
nice,
play,
very
lad.
nice.
Fair play.
Yeah, the way Birmingham's luxurious.
Oh.
Hey, that was a compliment. What do you mean?
Liverpool, lad.
Yeah, all right. All right. Huddy Boy says, can we get James and Welford arguing? Listen, no.
Nah, we weren't even arguing. It was just a debate. You know what I mean? I was just letting Welford know that our Hen's always boss because it just sounded like he was giving him a little bit of disrespect now, but I love Welford, though. Not an argument on this channel, lad.
No, listen, we don't want James and Welford arguing. If anything, James is just 5 years older than Welford, literally.
And stupid, eh?
Yeah, he's a lot more clever. I wouldn't say that. It's harsh. Very harsh. Darren Wheeler, get in there.
Darren. Right there, son.
You know that. Hey there, you know that. Right, let's get on to Kop to Bottom Premier League preview show. As you can see, we've got 5 games locked and ready to talk about. The first one, lads. Let's talk about this one. Fulham versus Liverpool. In terms of Premier League form right now, Fulham actually 2 wins in their last 5, 3 defeats, but they've actually climbed out of the relegation zone, currently on 7 points. I mean, lads, the fact that Sheffield United have still only got 1 point, West Brom on 6, Burnley on 6, Fulham have done well, really, to even get out of this relegation zone as things stand with 7 points.
Yeah, they beat Leicester as well, didn't they?
Leicester away.
Yeah. They're not going to get, this is going to be one of them games where they're going to see the weak points in our team and go, attack. Just literally attack. What else can you do? Liverpool will win, and if they can't defend, Fulham cannot defend. So the one thing they can do is get the ball to that Lookman, get him to have a shot, get him to get a pen or something, lads. And that's what will probably happen in their game plan. That's all I can really see them doing. If we can stop that from happening, we'll win the game, lads. Mo Salah just needs to score another goal, lad. He's slotting goals in the season, lad. So yeah, be sad those lads.
I mean, you're talking about Fulham attacking. That might be the way that they maybe can get at us in this game. James, what players are we looking out for, really? I know they've got some pacey players, but Mitrovic up front, who are we actually looking out for?
Well, I think you've got to watch out for Mitrovic, like you said. You know, obviously, these players that are listed, I'm just thinking, assuming that they're fit. You know, Mitrovic is one of the more stronger points, but you have also got to talk about the wingers in Cavallero or Cavalario, or the one who plays football. Then you've got Lookman as well, obviously former Everton player. He'll be up for this game, and you know these 2 players have been massive for Fulham this season. But when you ask me, what could Fulham get out of this game? I don't think they get a performance where they're better than us. I don't think that happens in any world. Obviously, I'm touching wood, but it's just like. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I think it's going to be a tough game in the sense that, like you said, they will probably be able to find a few weak points in our team. They're going to be building momentum. They're going to be up for this game as well, more importantly. But not only that, I feel like it's going to be tight, at least in the scoreline, because I just have a sick feeling. And I know people are just going to be like, James, behave yourself. But I feel like Fulham could get a result out of this game but because of like a VAR decision. And this is where to link it back to the attack. I'm not just saying, I'm not just like being a conspiracy theorist and I think, oh, VAR is going to mess us up this game. I genuinely think with the trickery of their attackers, it could create a few situations where it's that tight and it's that close, where they'll go to VAR and it could be a debatable one again. And we know Liverpool haven't had a great, track record with VAR this season. So I think, without giving me prediction away yet, I think it'll be a close game, but the VAR could have to us over.
So I just genuinely think Fulham just can't defend. I think if we get a goal or two, they will flap and just give us loads of goals. I think that's what type of team they are. And if you've got Mo Salah, Jota, Mane, Bobby on the pitch, we're bound to score goals, and Fulham will just flap. That's the way I see the game going, to be honest. I really do. The only game they really took us to the cleaners, lad, was remember that game where Babel scored that goal and we had to get the pen in the last minute. But they were fighting they were fighting at the end of the season, so it was different then, lads.
Yeah. So I remember that game. Yeah. Do you know what? That game was one of those where we had to win. We were hot on the hill City. But do you know what? I've got to say a little thing about Fulham. My favourite ever away day was at Fulham. And one of my worst ever away days was at Fulham as well. I was with my cousin. You guys will remember this. Yossi Benayoun, last minute winner. Remember that one? 2000.
Yeah, man.
I was there and we stayed for about an hour, me and my cousin, after singing, "We're gonna win the league." And we did. So, hopefully this time we can. And then I went there the year after and we lost 3-1. Torres scored a great goal. But do you remember this? Philip Degan and Carragher both got sent off. Remember that one? Carragher walking off the pitch and they all going, "Cheerio, cheerio, cheerio." Yeah, bad, really bad. Let's hope that happens. Yeah. But James, you make a good point there. I mean, we've been hit by so many VAR decisions against us this season. Is this the type of game where, to avoid any confusion about, this close, do we just need to win by like 5-0 just so there's absolutely no way that anyone can say, "Oh, this was a close one"?
This is what I'm saying, because I think we are going to play better than Fulham.
Goals.
This is the thing. I think we're going to play better to them, to the point where we're going to have loads of chances and we're going to have enough chances to the point where it could be a 4 or 5. I'm not saying Fulham are going to outplay us. I'm just saying they could definitely nick a result. I'm not saying a win, but nick a result if they do get it to their attackers and they do start going straight at our defenders, because we know that decisions are split nowadays. So any slight bit of contact that looks just a bit dodgy can go in their favour. And if it happens at the wrong time in the game as well, it's just a big possibility that for some reason it just doesn't sit well with me when I look at that team and then I look at everything else that's concluded. Do you know what I mean?
Well, go on, Doyle.
Trent coming back, lad. Trent's back.
Massive.
Matip's going to be there. Fab's be there. Robbo's there.
Right, well, let's do a line-up prediction before you name the whole team.
Okay.
So obviously we've still got injuries. We have got lads coming back though as well. We'll talk about the bench as well, because there should be a few lads coming back into there. But let's start off then in goal. So Alisson has to start this one for me.
Is he back? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll be
Alisson's
back this
back
one.
then.
And
if he's not, I'm sad to see Kelleher. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of what he's done this season. But if Alisson is fit, you get him back into this game.
Yeah.
So also, as well, I think we'll learn stuff today and tomorrow, won't we, about who's really going to be around.
Yeah, that's it.
Because Thursday, Friday, especially because we're playing Sunday late, it does give us the Saturday for players to train and recover as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can pack them all in. But Alisson in goal, Trent right back, Matip, Fabinho and Robbo. That's fair, isn't it?
Yep.
In the midfield then, there's talk that the Ox is nearing full fitness. Obviously,
right, he's in training, isn't he? He's back in training.
Yeah, he's back in training.
Yeah, that's boss, man. That's great. I don't think we put him into this game, but soon you definitely start including him. And if he is fit enough, I'll throw a shout to put him in for like a 20 minutes or so. Yeah. I don't think he starts.
So let's talk about the starters then. For me, I'm going to go with Ginny, Hendo and Curtis. How do we like
same,
that?
Lad. Absolute same.
Yeah, I'm gravy with that, like himself. It's mad the way that, we haven't had this much of an easy, agreement with a starting lineup.
Yeah.
Like, Alex has just zoomed over the back five, zoomed over the midfield. Usually we'd be 10 minutes into the lineup prediction by now, and we're already at the front three.
It's because
we've no other choice, lad. Really,
exactly.
And now we know it's like we've lost our players, and now we kind of know what 11 we've got to work with. So yeah.
All right, then up front, Mane, Salah, and Jota.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Even though he's
Jota. Oh, wait there.
No.
Nah, Firmino comes in for me.
Yeah, do you know why? Because
Wow.
we've already got Mane and Salah making them type of runs. We don't need Jota doing that in this type of game. It's going to be the type of game where there will be space, and Bobby will be able to find that space for them too. I feel like that's what type of game this will be, lad. There's going to be loads of it. So stick Bobby on, I reckon as well. Bobby, lad.
Bobby's in form as well. Let's not take that out of consideration. Don't get me wrong, so is Jota.
Keep Jota for Spurs, lads, for when we need people running in behind and that.
Yeah, I'm talking about this being a close game and not putting chances away. Listen, if the game is going the way it is, then obviously you can bring on a Jota for the Curtis Jones later on. You know what I mean? It's not something that you can't do. Jota coming on is probably, in a way, better than Jota starting. I mean, it depends how you look at it. But exactly, mate. And the thing is, we're not going to go with the 4-2-3-1 anymore. We're not going to do that because I feel like we've got enough options in the midfield. We're comfortable with Curtis Jones controlling in there with whoever stands next to him. So he's got to start as well. But I feel like Firmino is still above Jota in the pecking order, especially for important Premier League games like this one, because this is a must-need 3 points as well.
Yeah, there's lads, we have to win this.
Must win. Definitely need to win this. The title of this is let's get this win before the Spurs game, because we want as much momentum as possible going into that one. Let's talk about the subs. I mean, I'm not too sure about Shaqiri. I don't know how long he's out for, but it would be nice to. I mean, we really liked having him in that kind of month where he was doing a lot in the Champions.
Doing good.
He's done a few reverse balls, which were boss. Like, a few little dribbles and that. It was decent.
That he just Jota was brilliant.
Yeah, he's shown us that having class players on your bench really does make a difference and can really make an impact in the game. And he's a class player, so it's a shame that he can't get a consistent run of minutes.
He won't be on the bench, but let's reel some names off. I mean, Kelleher, Origi.
Ox, I'll put Ox on the bench, definitely.
Jota, Ox
on the bench. Jota. I mean, you've got names like Nico Williams, Reece Williams, Nat Phillips is not Reece Williams. Nat Phillips is around in the squad.
Minamino.
A lot of subs, and I think Fulham, their bench obviously isn't as strong. So if we are 2-0 up, I would love us to just Cater, you're on. Origi, you're on. Just get the big lads on and make this 4 or 5. Hopefully, I say that. Let's hope we win.
Bring on Naby, Ox, and Jota against
Ox. It'd be nice to have Ox to have a run out, lad.
Huddy Boy says Loftus-Cheek is one to watch, lads. He's in the thumbnail.
Man. We should have really spoke about him more. Loftus-Cheek, he's going to be the one who's creating that within the midfield and also keeping everything together. That's what he offers in that Fulham team. And we know Loftus-Cheek has gave us problems before at Chelsea. It was actually one of his very first games. Was it 15, 16? Possibly, I can't quite remember the game it was, but it was at Anfield and he came and he actually put in a really good performance. Since then, there's not been mad standout performances, but we know what he has to offer, and since then he's become a more experienced, more polished midfielder, so that's going to be someone definitely that we need to watch out for, because he's going to be aiming for players as well.
Ruby says the good thing about playing Fulham is that if they get a stupid penalty, they'll probably go and miss it. Obviously,
I know, we'll probably give away a penalty, but they'll miss it.
Everyone gets a penalty against us, to be honest.
Just think though, Fulham miss loads of penalties. People usually miss when it comes to a penalty against Alisson. Alisson has a great record for penalties. Put them two things together, it means Fulham are going to score, doesn't it? It means Fulham are going to score.
It's Liverpool FC, lads.
Let's do, before we move on to the next game, let's do a little score prediction then. I'm going for 4-1 Liverpool.
Okay. I'm going for 2-1.
2-1 and 3-1?
Yeah, man.
2, 3, 4. All right, say no more. We'll look forward to seeing who's going to win this week. Also, hands up, guys, the viewers that are watching. I need to go back and work out who's actually on top of the leaderboard of the predictions, because obviously at the end of the season, we are having a forfeit. So please, as well, get your forfeits in for the end of the season right here in the comments, and then we'll go through them all and pick some that isn't going to get anyone in trouble legally, isn't going to get anyone punched in the face.
Loudly appreciated.
Get anyone stabbed, and we just don't want to hurt anyone. It's all fun and games, so just be nice. 3-0 Liverpool, 3-0 Liverpool, and Jordan Phillips says, I feel like Van Dijk might be back before Thiago at this stage. Maybe.
Oh, mate, he's right.
Just a quick one. Who was I with yesterday? And he goes, do you know what, man? I've just got a feeling Van Dijk's going to be back at the end of January. Because to have that injury and then still be, back in training. And listen, he's not.
It's weird.
But he can heal quickly. So let's hope he comes back very quick. Clean sheet, please.
He is a god, like.
Can you imagine? I'm sorry that we're going off topic a little bit, and we will get into the league fixtures, the other league fixtures in a sec. But if Van Dijk comes back, even in like February, March, when before it was being talked about, he weren't even gonna come back. Yeah, man.
Let's confirm that. Let's confirm that he is an actual living god. He's a god, lad.
Someone asked me yesterday, Ramos or Virgil van Dijk, and I said Ramos doesn't even tie Virgil van Dijk's shoelaces. If he comes back from this injury, then there's no comparison because no one can do that. That's a W in itself.
Yeah,
from that type of an injury.
Yeah.
Let's get him back as soon as possible. He's an absolute monster. 5-1 Liverpool, 4-1 Liverpool.
I'll take it.
With me. Love that, Claude.
I just want to say one last thing, very, very quick as well. Right. If we drop points in this game, it will be because of VAR. Just to let you know.
Agreed.
Right, two clubs that we definitely don't like: Everton and Chelsea. At Goodison Park. Let's look at the form table for this one. Everton
have been crap.
Brilliant start, lads.
Yeah, they've been getting smoked.
In 5 games, they've lost their last 2, whereas Chelsea are really the form team of the Premier League. 4 wins in the last 5, 3 in a row, 22 points. If they win this, they will go back to the top. Talk to me about this one, lads. It's always a good game, I feel like, this one.
I like this one between Everton and Chelsea because one thing that you can see with both squads, regardless of form and stuff like that, they've both been through big changes recently. So they've both had a proper transfer window. They've both been able, the managers of them clubs have both been able to have a touch on them. Let's not forget as well, even though it was only a brief time they had together, Ancelotti versus Lampard, it's one of them games that has a little emotional connection to it. So when you put it in that perspective, and also Ancelotti, former Chelsea manager, so when you put it in that perspective, he's going to be hungry to get a win over this in this game. It's at Goodison. And also he needs a win after what you've just basically said. It's a shame that he's coming up against one of the most informed sides in Chelsea at the moment because Frank Lampard, he's massively, and I think he's done this since he's come into the job, he's been massively overachieving. And like the way we were talking about Arteta when we were talking about Arteta, and it's like, I feel like we've done that a bit more because he won an FA Cup. But Frank Lampard and what he's achieved at Chelsea is actually quite phenomenal. And even to get them in the place that they are with all these new signings is very, very good. I just think that even though Everton need this result more, I just think Chelsea will have too much for them. I think player for player. So do you like the way Everton have got Rodriguez and he's their man who creates Everton? Well, how about this? How about a Havertz? How about a Ziyech? How about a Pulisic? How about all these players? Oh, Ziyech. Okay, so Ziyech's injured still. You've still got Werner,
Mason Mount,
Kante,
well.
you've still got Mason Mount to bring on, you've still got Tammy Abraham, you've even got a player who you've strengths. He's class. Giroud, that's
just scored 4 goals.
This is what I'm saying. So they've got the squad depth to kill Everton if it's like a 1-1 in the 60th, 70th minute. So for me, and I'm just going to give you my prediction now, I'm going to go with a Chelsea 2-0 win.
Yeah, lads,
away from home, which would be a fantastic result for Chelsea as well.
Yeah, I agree with Jay, lad. Just to echo like the Arteta Frank Lampard thing, lad, I've said this all along. Arteta has not changed the way Arsenal play football. He's just made them play boring football. That's all he's done. But if you look at Frank, he's come into Chelsea and changed the entire philosophy of the club, lad. He played 2 19-year-olds in the Champions League the other day, lad. He's starting to, he's bringing in a completely different style of football, and that's why it's working for the club. Plus, he's a legend as well, so all them kids are going to want to play for him. He's picked, if you look at his transfers, lad, he's picked young potential players that are all hungry to want to do well, do you know what I mean? When it comes to the Premier League, they all live in London. They all want to do well for Frank Lampard, lad. So he has overachieved, but I also think he's done all the right things to make sure he's successful. Yeah, and so... I hope Gerrard comes and does that, lad, to be quite honest. Like, looking at it, I'm just like, I hope Gerrard. And seeing him at Rangers now, lad, hasn't lost a single game yet, lad. You know what I mean?
If anything, Rangers are probably the best team in Europe right now, maybe.
Right. I mean, the way you worded that was...
No.
Scatty, like, but yeah. Technically.
Yeah,
form table.
They haven't lost a game.
James Tavernier is probably on form, the best right back in the world right now. Scored 14 goals with 10.
Jay's like,
I don't really. Wait, the right back scored 14 goals.
Yeah, he scored 14 goals this season already.
That's madness.
Gerrard has got these players on juice.
Yeah, he just went, lad, just hit it from the halfway line, you know, lad.
He's just gone, right, boys. Do you see what I done back in the day? If all of you do that, then it will.
You'll all score. Yeah, you'll all score, lad.
Like,
It's dead hard.
Even though I've just like discredited that sentence, he's fucking smashing it with Rangers more so than what I
that's the same,
even being above Celtic is amazing. Killing Celtic and the Europa League, by the way, is even more amazing. Hey, Rangers to beat Man United to the Europa League. Imagine Gerrard versus Man United.
And maybe I speak for all three of us. I'm Celtic over Rangers still. However,
I don't care. I'm not admitting who I am.
No, I'm Celtic over Rangers. But however, Gerrard looks like he's going to stop Celtic getting that 10 in a row, which for him would be unreal. Anyway, back to this one. I personally think that if you said earlier that if James is their main man, I think Richarlison's their main man. I think whenever he plays, they do well. So actually, I'm going to go with 2-2 for this one. We've got some comments here. We want to get through these other games quite quickly.
They've got 4 main players, lad. They've got James, Digny, Calvert-Lewin, lad, and Richarlison. That's their attack, and that's how they score goals, lad. They pass between them. I think Digny's missing, isn't he?
Yeah, Dean's out. The captain Sal says the Bitters 2-1, 3-2 Everton. But then Claudia says Chelsea to win, 2-0 to Chelsea.
I'm hoping for the draw.
Kieran says
me too, lads.
Players the heavy Scouse gear. Love that. Everton to beat Chelsea. Yeah, a lot of love coming in for the Blues. I'm 2-2 for me. Have you done your predictions on this one?
I reckon it's going to be a 2-2 or something like that myself. You know, I just feel like Everton are going to not want to go back down here. Like, they're not going to.
I think,
but Chelsea are going to go at them.
Yeah, defo.
But you see what Chelsea blew a 3-0 lead. You remember that?
That was at the start, though.
I know, but I don't think that's going to be out of their game this entire season. I think they'll have more and more results like that.
Thiago Silva as well, he's been really assured in that back line, and I feel like he can keep the team disciplined if they're in the league. Right. But when I brought up James Rodriguez before, don't get me wrong, I'm not discrediting what Richarlison can do in this game. Everton are a much better team for when Richarlison's in it. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I don't watch Everton enough, but I bring up James Rodriguez because I feel like if there's one player who can split open a very, very good a very, very good set-out team like Chelsea with players like a Thiago Silva and Kante, who is going to be astute and is going to be compact. I feel like the one player who has the most chance of opening them up is James Rodriguez. And I don't mean skipping past 10 players. I mean a pass. I mean anything. Richarlison, he's got all that in his game as well. But I just think the IQ is a little bit higher for James Rodriguez.
Definitely,
and it's more the physicality. It's more the physicality and the attributes that Richarlison possesses. Do you know what I mean? So it could be Richarlison getting a goal. Maybe they're both just as important. But I think without Rodriguez, Everton just aren't creative in this game and they probably won't even be able to break Chelsea down. So that's why I think Rodriguez will be massive if Everton can get a result. But I'm saying 2-0 Chelsea.
Right, I want to love that. Thank you for predictions, lads. I want to move on because I know Doyle's got to get to work. So we're going to have 8 more minutes on this. We've got 3 more games to get through. Palace versus Tottenham, away from Tottenham. Palace just on the back of a 5-1 victory.
Yes, lad. This is what I'm looking for
right now.
This
Palace,
is perfect.
2 wins in the last 5, and Tottenham 4 wins in the last 5. How do we see this one? Let's do this one quickly, lads.
I feel like Palace are going to give Spurs problems. I really do this game, and I feel like Spurs are going to underestimate how good they've been this season because they haven't been great for the past few seasons that they played, especially Jose playing against Palace with all these different teams. Palace have been a different beast this season. They've played different teams and they've done really well. Like that even Benteke, what did he get? 3 goals or 2 goals the other day?
2.
Benteke scoring 2 goals, the boys, you know what I mean? They're pulling out results. So I feel like this game is perfect for us going into our game. If they can get a little result here, Crystal Palace might knock Spurs' confidence. And that's all we want. Yeah, that's all we want, lads. And also, boys, do you know if Palace have got fans? Have they got fans?
No, none in London.
No. Heavy. Oh, but Sam for us, though, against Fulham.
No, hang on. Sorry, what am I on about? I think they do, bro. I actually think they do.
Also, sound. That's another thing.
To play devil's advocate, Doyle, obviously we want Palace to really knock. And it's a shame Diego, the Crystal Palace fan, isn't here. He's always in the comments. But we obviously want Palace to knock Spurs' confidence. However, if Spurs come away from this one with a win, they're going to go into our game with even more confidence, James.
Yeah, they will. And I do think if there's a team that's most likely to win this game, it's definitely Spurs. But that being said, Crystal Palace do bring out results from time to time. And also with Palace getting a goal in this game, getting the result that they got in the last game and I think they can nick a draw. I'm not going to lie. I think they can nick a draw.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think that. Well, partly because of 1-2, but 2 because when you get a big win like a 5-1, you've got to go into your next game filled with confidence. So I'm going to say a 1-1.
Yeah,
we love that. Right, 1-1 for James. Doyle, what's your prediction for this one, mate? I'm going to
1-0 Palace.
1-0 Palace. I'm going to go 1-1 on this one. That's more hopeful than anything, but yeah, hoping for a 1-1 draw. Let's get on to the fourth game. Arsenal versus Burnley. Let's see the form table on this one. Arsenal really are struggling. 3 losses in the last 5, only 13 points. But then Burnley, even worse, lads. 1 win in the last 5. They sit 18th with 6 points. First and foremost, this really isn't like Burnley, is it? We've seen Burnley in the Premier League now for what? Maybe 4 or 5 years. And it's almost as if they always find a way to get a big result against a big team at home. They play so well at home. They're really, really struggling this season. It looks like Sean Dyche has got his hands tied behind his back a little bit when it comes to budgets for transfers. And then Arsenal, on the other hand, well, not much needs to be said about them. A shocking season so far. Let's get straight into predictions for this one. Arsenal at home. I mean, normally I would say an Arsenal win. However, we've seen them lose at home this season already to Villa and Wolves. So I'm going to go with, again, a 2-2 draw for this one.
I think this is a must-win for Arsenal, and they're both terrible at the moment. But Arsenal have the quality that Burnley don't in Aubameyang and all these other players. So I'm going to say a 2-1 to Arsenal. I feel like Burnley will get a quick goal. But yeah, Arsenal should win this one.
1-0 Arsenal.
8-0 to Burnley. That's quite something. Claudia says draw. James, what are you saying?
1-0 Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal. You think they're going to nick it?
Yeah.
I mean, they need the wins in the bank ASAP. So, you know,
Burnley are just strides out, I reckon. Burnley are just strides out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right. And now the big one of the weekend, the Manchester Derby, City versus United. Let's have a look at the form table for this one. So Man City, I mean, listen, they're still 7th, lads. 18 points.
Listen, and they've got a game in hand. I don't know who said they were out the title race. I do not know who said they were out the title race, but they are. They're very much in the title race. Doyle said it last week. And it's so true, mate. It's like if you write off City, then you were just stupid because they're never, ever going to be out of that title race.
Never are.
3 wins.
Having said that, this game's going to be a bit more.
3 wins out of 5 for City. United as well. 4 wins out of 5. They lost their last one. 6th versus 7th for this one. If City win, they go above United. If United win, they do pull away a little bit from City. I mean, if City are title challengers, are United? Even though they're ahead of City right now?
No.
City are absolutely going to obliterate Man United in this game.
Wow.
Like, listen to me. It's just the one thing that I'll say about Man United, and I do think they've done well at scraping out results. And the one thing that you need to be able to win trophies, and you've just asked me the question, can they compete for it? They can do because of the inconsistency of certain teams. But I always say to be a title challenger, you need to have a good, consistent squad that are all happy. And don't get me wrong, I feel like this is the best Man United team they've had in a while. I'm not saying it's still very, very good Man United team, but in the last 7 years, it is probably the best one they've had. You can even ask some Man United fans, they probably feel the team is in a better position than what it once was. They finished 3rd last season. So I think people think Man United is kind of shitter than what they actually are because of 1 or 2 other years. Don't get me wrong, they're still shite, but it's like I think people underestimate them a little bit. However, City are finding a bit more form now, and Man United still aren't great. They're edging results, but they're still not great. Like, even in the games that they are getting wins, some of it's a bit fluky. It's like, it's not fluky. It's like 10 or 20 minutes of really great football and a bit. So unless City go asleep, which I don't see happening because they need to keep getting wins themselves. And it's like when City need to get wins, they'll get them out the bag and then they'll start building up a little bit of momentum. So in this game, I just think it'll be too much for Man United to handle. I think City are going to have too much quality for United. Even though Pogba's been picking up a little form, I don't think this is a game for him in terms of making an impact. I'm going to go with a City 3-0 win. 3-0. Don't even think United are going to score.
Just before we get on to Doyle's prediction, have a think, Doyle. We get into these comments. You just know Ole will shithouse a 2-1 win, 4-0 to City.
But that's a big possibility as well, Lo. This is what I'm saying. Like, City can absolutely dominate Man United, but somehow 10 minutes, 15 minutes, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will come in, make a substitution, and then they'll get the result. Which credit to the manager, because even though I don't think he's a fantastic manager by any means, he's a much better manager than what people give him credit for, I think. You know, I think people make out like he's one of the worst in the league, and even though he hasn't got the credentials of other managers, mate, just look at what he's done with United. He's done better than others. He's done better than Mourinho, even though Mourinho won trophies in the league, which is what United care about. He's done better than Mourinho in a sense. So,
James, we say that every year, yet Man United win. Hopefully, Ollie will get a result to keep his job a bit longer. We love that. Ollie's at the wheel. When Ollie gets a bad run of results and talks of him getting axed, he always finds a result. What would United do without Fernandes? That's a big shout.
That'd be a
crazy one. I agree with James, a good manager tactically. Right, Doyle, what's your prediction for this one?
3-1 City.
3-1 City. I'm going to go 2-0 City for this one, even though, was it last year that United beat City in this fixture?
Man United beat City in every game last year, I think.
There you go then. Right, Kop to bottom. That's another episode wrapped up. I hope you enjoyed it. 30 brilliant minutes of Premier League previews for the 5 games this weekend. Obviously, Liverpool playing at 4:30 on Sunday evening. And don't forget, you can tune in to this bad boy. It's still up there, a chat with Emil Heskey. If you haven't watched it already, please head to the channel now and watch it. And we'll be back next week with Kop to bottom again next Thursday. Or actually, it's next Friday next week, lads. It's next Friday.
Oh, fine.
Because we've got, I'm in Liverpool with James next Wednesday. But me and Doyle, on the other hand, are going to be out tomorrow morning at the crack of dawn to be filming Kop Bins. First guest is Jamel15, guys. So please, that is going to be an incredible episode. Do keep an eye out for that one. But boys, thank you very much for your predictions. Doyle and James, my brothers, thank you very much. And I'll see you very soon. Take care.
See you later, lad.
Peace out.